GOP's Las Vegas debate, Donald Trump versus Jeb Bush or Marco Rubio. GOP's Las Vegas debate, Donald Trump versus Jeb Bush or Marco Rubio. Thank you for tuning into the Black Political Buzz Network, and my name is Laurel. On Tuesday night, December 15th, in Las Vegas, Nevada, at 8 p.m. Central, I'm encouraging every voter who is concerned about our country's future, every voter who is concerned about our country's future and who is engaged in the 2016 election, I'm encouraging you to tune in to this debate. It doesn't matter if you are a Democrat voter, a Libertarian, or a Republican voter, independent, it doesn't matter. Tune in to this debate. The GOP's final debate in Las Vegas on the CNN network at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. The key moderator for this event will be Whoop Blitzer. Whoop Blitzer is CNN's, he's one of CNN's top journalists. Very professional man. He's well loved, well liked in the media industry. He's supposed to be the key moderator for this event. Now, Mr. Donald Trump is currently the 2016 GOP presumptive frontrunner. According to all the national polls, Donald Trump is currently the GOP ticket's presidential frontrunner. On closing in on Donald Trump is Jeb Bush and Marco Rubio. Marco Rubio, Jeb Bush, some say Ted Cruz. Some say Senator Ted Cruz also is closing in on Donald Trump in the polls. So on that stage Tuesday night, Donald Trump will have to bring it. Every candidate who will be debating tomorrow night, every GOP candidate tomorrow night who will be debating on the GOP ticket will have to bring it. They have to bring it to prove to the voters who will be the best person to represent the GOP in 2016 against the Democrat Party's frontrunner, Hillary Clinton. Because we know Hillary Clinton is going to be the Democrat Party's nominee for president. So Donald Trump, if he wants to maintain his standing with the voters, he will have to prove to the voters and express to the voters while on that stage up against polished status quo politicians like Jeb Bush, Marco Rubio, Ted Cruz, who have to prove to the voters that he's the best person for the job in 2016. And when I use the phrase status quo, I'm not referring to the word status quo or the phrase status quo in a negative context. I am not referring to status quo in a negative context. When I say status quo, I mean a professional, polished politician. In my opinion, a status quo politician is someone who is professional, rehearsed, a career politician. Much like Barack Obama Jr., who we have in the White House now. We all thought Barack Obama Jr., when he was running in 2008, we all thought he would be a different kind of politician. We knew he was a politician. We knew he was a political genius, so to speak. We knew that Barack Obama Jr. was a political genius, so to speak. But we thought he'd be a different type of politician. But we now know he too is status quo. Professional, polished, career politician who is molded and managed by rich donors and by Wall Street. Now, the GOP leaders, the GOP establishment leaders, they don't want Donald Trump. The voters love Donald Trump. Voters love Donald Trump. That's why he's soaring in the national polls. Voters from every spectrum love Trump. White voters, black voters, Latino voters, Indian voters, Asian voters, young voters, old voters, college student voters, middle class voters, even many wealthy voters, veterans, small business voters. They love Donald Trump's authenticity. The man is authentic. He's real. Donald Trump has never been a politician. He has worked with politicians to be successful because Trump is a businessman who is very successful. He's a very successful business mogul. So of course he's had to work with politicians to become successful, but he's never been a politician. That's why voters love him. He's real, authentic. On the other hand, we have Marco Rubio, Jeb Bush, Ted Cruz. These are real, polished career politicians. Throughout their professional careers, they've been politicians. That's where the terminology or the phrase career, that's where it comes from. And when you say someone is a career politician, that's what they've been all their life professionally, so to speak. Donald Trump has been a businessman all his life. So he understands voters, so to speak. Well, on Tuesday night in Las Vegas, Donald Trump will need to bring it and make his case. Mr. Trump will need to bring it and make his case up against career politicians to express to America, to express to the world, to express to voters why he would be the best person, the best candidate to carry the GOP ticket in 2016 against Hillary Clinton. GOP establishment leaders want Marco Rubio. Why? Marco Rubio is younger. He's a career politician, and he's a Cuban American. So the GOP establishment leaders, in their eyes, Rubio can attract younger voters and the Latino voters. GOP establishment leaders like Jeb Bush. Why? Because in their eyes, Jeb Bush has a family legacy of presidents. His father, George H.W. Bush, was president. His brother, George W. Bush, was president. And so they feel like, okay, Jeb Bush, if he's elected president, he'll just continue that family legacy, and Jeb Bush appeals to Wall Street. Ted Cruz is supposed to be a conservative politician. He appeals to many conservative evangelical voters. So the voters love Trump. The GOP establishment leaders, including Fox News, the GOP establishment leaders and donors, including Fox News, love Marco Rubio, Jeb Bush, Ted Cruz. So which of these candidates will walk away from the GOP's final debate in Las Vegas tomorrow night as the winner? Which one will maintain or continue to soar in the national polls? Now, personally speaking, I think it's going to be Donald Trump because I have an affinity for Mr. Trump's candidacy. I have an affinity for Donald Trump's candidacy. But we'll see. We'll see. You see, the GOP establishment leaders, they want someone in the White House they can mold and pull strings. They don't want a president in the White House who will march to his or her own, drum. Donors don't want someone in the White House who they can mold and pull the strings and boss around and lead. They don't care about the voters. They care about their own special interests. But we need a president in the White House who will finally care about the voters, who will finally care about voters and not just special interest groups. We need a president in the White House who will finally care about constituents and this country and our military and our voters and our country's future and our economy, not just special interest groups. Not just special interest groups. Many voters believe Donald Trump can accomplish that. Now, we know that if elected, Donald Trump will have to work with Congress. We know that whomever's elected into the White House in 2016, whoever's elected president, will have to work with Congress. We know that. We know that being a president is not a one-man show. We know that. But I don't think Congress will fight against Donald Trump too much. I don't think Congress will fight against Trump too much or oppose him too much if he's elected president. Is it because he's white? No. It's not because he's white. It's because Congress knows that the voters are tired of status quo mess. Congress knows that we voters are tired of this status quo special interest group mess coming out of Washington, D.C. off of Capitol Hill. And we want someone to care about us. Someone who's real. Someone who's not politically correct. We don't want any more politically correct presidents in the White House. I repeat, voters in America don't want any more status quo, politically correct presidents in the White House. And you have to, we know about the Electoral College. We all know about the importance of the Electoral College. But you need the popular vote too to win the White House. You also need the popular vote to win the White House. And thus far, Donald J. Trump is winning the popular vote. Before the 2016 election has even occurred, Donald J. Trump is winning the popular vote in America. Yes, he is. So let's tune in tomorrow night on the CNN network at 8 p.m. Eastern Time for the final GOP debate in Las Vegas. I'm encouraging you to tune in and watch. I don't care what your party affiliation is. If you care about this country, tune in and watch tomorrow night. Because I will. I'll be tuned in. I'll be engaged. Thank you for tuning to Black People Network. My name is Laura. Have a great day and goodbye.